Battlefield 2042 has finally been revealed to us, and after watching the trailer for the first time, I was shook. Like, I seriously was so impressed with this trailer, and the game itself has honestly a good first impression for me. Obviously, we didn't really see any gameplay footage, which apparently they're going to be sharing that on June 13th, which is this Sunday, so I should hopefully have a video on my channel covering the gameplay that they're going to be showing off, because this game already looks really good, you guys. Obviously, the game takes place in 2042, so it's going to be in the near future. And I guess Battlefield 4 was the same way when that game released. It was also in the near future. And I think we all know that Battlefield 4 was a great Battlefield game. I played the living crap out of that game when it came out. I mean, I even went back and played it this year with my friends because we all got bored of playing Warzone. So we went back and played Battlefield 4. And now, sure enough, we just have a reveal for the next Battlefield game. And so in this video, I'll be giving off my opinions on some of the information that I have known that I just recently discovered. Keep in mind, not everything we know about this game is going to be mentioned in this video because I haven't been really following Battlefield news in quite a while, so I kind of just did some quick research and looked up all the official confirmation stuff that DICE and EA has put out there, and I can share it here with you guys. So the first thing I want to mention is that there's going to be something called a plus system in the game for your soldiers. So what it means is that you can essentially change the attachments on your weapon like whenever the heck you want. Like literally in the middle of the game, you can change the scope on your gun, you can change the barrel, you can put a suppressor on your gun, whatever the case may be. Like, you can just do it on the fly, which is interesting because normally when you want to change attachments on your gun, you have to wait until you respawn again, right? And then you have to use that new class setup. Well, now you don't actually have to die and respawn. You can actually just do it in the same life, which is pretty crazy to me. And apparently this is a pretty similar system that the Crisis series has, where you can change attachments on the fly, so that's pretty cool to see. Another thing is there's not going to be a campaign, which I was pretty surprised. However, they said there is still going to be a story in the game itself. There's going to be updates later after the game comes out where they're going to introduce some story elements, so it's kind of similar to what we see in Warzone and I guess Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer, where they basically have a storytelling. We just get cinematics at the beginning or the end of seasons, and that basically tells a story, and then people are able to find information throughout the maps as well as the season goes on and stuff like that. So it seems like Battlefield's doing kind of a similar thing with their game being a multiplayer only game. Another thing is it doesn't look like there's going to be a Battle Royale mode, which is a little upsetting because I know Battlefield 5 did come out with their own Battle Royale mode. I think it was called Firestorm, if I'm not mistaken. I actually never played it, but I thought it looked really cool, especially since you have literally a ring of fire closing in on you, and I just thought that looked so badass for a Battle Royale game. And so it doesn't look like there's going to be a Battle Royale as of yet. I mean, I don't know if they even are going to come out with a Battle Royale for this game. Personally, it doesn't really matter to me. Either way, we're getting ourselves a really cool looking multiplayer experience from what I've seen so far. Another thing is going back to multiplayer. So Conquest and Breakthrough are going to be two of the biggest modes in this game, and apparently there's going to be 128 players in each match. That's the maximum players that can be in each match, and that's around, oh man, how many players is that? 64 players in each team. That's crazy. That is a lot of people in a single match. I mean, I'm not surprised that 128 players can be in a single match. It's just normally when we see that many people, it's usually in a Battle Royale game, but this is multiplayer. We have two teams fighting each other, and holy smokes, this is really going to look like a Battlefield game if there's going to be that many people in the single lobby. Another thing, though, about this feature that is really concerning to me personally is that you can only have the 128 player experience if you're playing on the Xbox Series X, and I assume the Series S as well, and the PlayStation 5 and PC. For us old console users, I say old in quotes because I mean these new consoles just came out and nobody can even get their hands on them. When it comes to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, we are not going to be able to experience 128 players. We're only going to be able to have 64 players in each match, which is a little upsetting. So, and they also mentioned that these maps, I think there's going to be 7 maps total at the launch of the game, and they're going to be really big. These maps are so much bigger than I guess the maps that they have in Battlefield 5. 5, and so I think they do scale them down for the, I guess, quote-unquote old consoles, so that way the gameplay experience will still be the same or something like that. I don't really know how big of a difference this is going to be when they cut the players in half for each lobby when it comes to the old consoles and the next-gen consoles, as well as PC, of course. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. I think I'm going to get this game on PC just so I can experience the 128-player lobbies, and I'm pretty sure my PC can handle it, so I'm not going to be too worried about like any like technical issues playing it on my computer. But still, that's something that's really concerning me, considering I do not have an Xbox Series X. I really want one, and I'm pretty close to getting my hands on one, and so I'm just kind of like waiting a little bit until I actually can get my hands on one. So yeah, they're pretty hard to come by. I mean, I think we all know that it's just like almost impossible to get your hands on one, so we're all of us are trying to do the best we can to like not spend like too much money on some of these next gen consoles. Another thing is that this game is going to have a battle pass, and that's no big surprise. So I believe that all the future content of the game is going to be free, kind of like Battlefield 5, except now there's going to be a free and a paid battle pass that we've seen in pretty much every other video game since Fortnite came out. So yeah, similar thing to what Call of Duty is doing, it looks like, which I'm not complaining at all. I think I'm totally okay with that. But yeah, that's pretty much all the main information that I know about. Oh yes, and also when it comes back to the player and your soldier, it doesn't look like we're having our classes anymore, like the assault, support, scout, and engineer class. It doesn't seem like we're going to be having those type of classes anymore. Instead, we have specialists, which is essentially something similar to what we kind of see in like Destiny, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4. It looks like they're going to be working as similarly, so you just choose whatever specialist character you want, and each one has like their own specific gadget that they can deploy. Some of them, like one of them is like a healing gun, so you can heal players. Another one is like a drone, which is basically the kind of the scout specialist, and the drone kind of helps you spot enemies, and I think it can also shoot EMPs and stuff like that. So it looks pretty interesting. We'll have to see how the specialist system works, because that's something I don't think Battlefield has done before. I don't remember them doing that in Battlefield 5. So we'll have to see how that turns out. And also, when it comes to gameplay elements in the multiplayer match, it looks like Levolution is going to be returning. That's a word I haven't heard in a long time since Battlefield 4, where essentially during the match something will happen. Like for example, in Battlefield 4, the Parasol Storm. We'll take that map for example. Later on the match, there will be like a storm, right? It'll be like a hurricane, and you can actually trigger certain in-game events to actually like change up the map a little bit. So Parasol Storm, you can actually make a destroyed ship crash into one of the islands, or in, I can't remember, Shanghai Tower or something like that. I can't remember the name of the map in Battlefield 4, which is really embarrassing. It's a really popular map, but essentially in the very center of the map, there's this giant skyscraper, and you can make that skyscraper fall to the ground. We're going to have similar things like that in this Battlefield experience, except it's going to be a little bit more random. For example, in the trailer, we have a tornado, right? And it sounded like that they confirmed that this tornado will happen on multiple maps, but it sounds like these type of events don't actually happen every time you play. Like for example, they showed like a rocket ship taking off. Well, sometimes that rocket ship will take off successfully, but other times it will fail, and then it will blow up and probably cause damage to the rest of the map. So that is very interesting stuff. You don't really see a lot of multiplayer games do that, and Battlefield has done a pretty good job with it. Not to mention, like, it's Battlefield, right? We're gonna have 128 player lobbies, and this stuff is going on like a freaking tornado. Like, holy crap. Like, this is, I'm really excited, you guys. Like, I am really impressed with what I've heard from the multiplayer, and I can't wait to try it out in July when they release an alpha or beta for it. But as time goes on, even on the 13th, we're gonna get gameplay, so I'll stay tuned for that on my channel. But yeah, I'm really excited, you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, what you think of this Battlefield game. Like, what are your first impressions of it? Make sure you let me know down below in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But anyway, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall catch you guys later.